It's really loud.
Hi everyone, welcome to the wedding celebration of Duncan and Stephanie. I'm father of the bride and today I'm so happy in giving Stephanie to Duncan and receiving Duncan as son-in-law. So thinking back, Stephanie was a perfect baby. As you know, so many parents have trouble getting their baby to go to sleep at night. But for us, when the time came, we simply put her down, pat her on the back a couple of times, and turn off the light. How do you beat that? So Stephanie, you really have been trouble-free since day one. Stephanie spent her first year in Columbia, Maryland. I still remember like yesterday the moments that she started sitting, crawling, walking, and talking. But the most memorable moment was when she crawled towards me as fast as she could and with a huge smile on her face when I came home from work. With the blink of an eye, Steph was ready to go to college. And during one of the college entrance interviews, the recruiter asked, "What makes you different from your classmates?" That's a tough question indeed. And she replied, "I do not stress out." From as far back as I can remember, Steph has always been able to maintain balance between families, friends, schoolwork, music, ice skating, and of course church, and now Duncan. Now everyone, please direct your attention to Duncan. Isn't he a handsome dude? And Mrs. Lee and I are so happy that you and Steph found each other. We first got the hint that he's the one when we heard Steph talk with excitement about Duncan taking her to a formal dinner. That's different from excitement about a formal dinner that she was going to with Duncan. So he's the one. Everyone who spends some time with Duncan likes him. Our parrot, Maggie, simply loves Duncan. Every time when he comes over to our house, Maggie will velcro herself to Duncan and will not let go. Furthermore, after Duncan had left, Maggie will cry outside his room looking for him. And she does this to no one else. I think that Duncan is incredibly smart also, because I have heard Stephanie getting help from Duncan over the phone. And Duncan can solve problems with just a tiny bit of information. And Duncan, didn't you help Steph with her computer on day one at MIT? Well, keep up the good work. Now it's time to talk about the newlyweds as a couple. But I'm afraid my words are not good enough to describe what a perfect pair they are. As all of you know, Duncan and Steph went steady during the first semester at MIT, and they have been devoted to each other ever since. Rumor has it that they celebrate their first date anniversary still every Friday. How romantic is that? During our first outing with Duncan and Stephanie, Mrs. Lee and I seriously thought we had two 7-year-olds in the back seat. I did not dare to tease them then, but since today is my last chance, so here goes. Stephanie and Duncan sitting in the class, T-E-X-T-I-N-G. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes honeymoon in a hot springs feeling. I think everyone who sees Duncan can see magic between them. So how about let's see a little magic like K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
One more. Yeah, I didn't.
It's great.
Well, at this point in time, I'm supposed to say something wise about marriage. But after mulling this over, I thought my best bet is to share two of the tips I've learned from Duncan and Steph. The first is to take interest in each other's interests and do things together. And the second is to put the other first while solving the common problems. I know I would be in a lot less trouble with Mrs. Lee if I can follow the example set by Stephanie and Duncan. So, on behalf of Grace, Charles, and my gorgeous wife, Sumei, I'd like to offer a few thanks from the bottom of our hearts. First to Pastor Daggett for officiating this marriage and blessing this marriage. And also for being a beacon of light to Duncan and Steph. I also like to thank the Westgate congregation for your spiritual support to Duncan and Steph throughout their college years.
Beautiful.
Next, I'd like to thank the bridal party that is sitting over here and down there. Thank you all for being long-time close friends to Duncan and Steph. You guys all look fantastic. And I know you guys put a lot of effort into this, so thank you so much. For those of you who like to meet the professional artists who designed the wedding celebration, please say hi to Mandy Floyd. And where is Mandy? Oh, a dramatic entrance of his. I hope some of you will use her service too, including my son Thomas. Mandy, thank you. Next, I'd like to thank all the family members, our grandparents, uncles, aunts, and all the cousins. Thank you for including Duncan and Stephanie in so many family functions while we are away in California. I see so much joy in all your eyes. Thank you. Next to Professor Lu and Stephanie's colleagues from Princeton, and to Duncan's colleagues from J.P. Morgan, over here and over there. And to their buddies from Randolph, to Exeter, and from CQI to MIT. Your presence here is such an honor to us. Thank you. And last but not least, to our friends from Stony Brook, New Jersey, New York, yes, New Jersey, yes, and California. Your presence is such a testimony to our long-term friendship. Thank you. So before I sit down, I'd like to propose a toast to Duncan and Stephanie. So I should get my phone. Okay, Duncan and Steph, today is the most important day of your life. You are such a perfect and adorable couple. In the future, no matter where you decide to live, be it Hong Kong, US, or any part of the world, we wish you success and happiness.
Thank you.
Cheers to Duncan and Steph. And God bless everyone.
Good job.
Thanks, round of applause.